How's it going, traders? It's the Purple Wall Street back with another weekend review. Today we're going to look at my top momentum stocks going into next week. Make sure to like and subscribe to my channel if you can. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about these chart videos. Also, if you feel free to watch these at 1.5 speed if you feel like I'm talking too slow. And keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I'm only doing this for educational purposes only. So let's dig into the charts. First up, we got Apple. Went over this. This is going to be on my top trade alert for this week. We did enter that gap on Friday, and we're coming up to potentially this 143 level. I think through 143, we could see a bigger move, possibly up to 158, maybe even up to 150. This potentially coming week to 2 weeks if the market continues to rally. So keep an eye on those levels. Next up is AMD. Came back into that 8250 zone, right at that 1272 extension. It did lose it for 2 days the prior week, and we came up on Thursday, back tested it, closed above it, and then on Friday had a beautiful move back through 8226. So I'm watching 90 and then 94.48 back to the upside. Next up is Amazon. So this one's still a little tricky to trade post split. It's a little all over the place, as you can see. Pretty wide range from 104 to 124. I think once we get back over this 125 level, we'll be back over that 50 simple moving average, and then we'll probably see a bigger move up to maybe the 130s. But very tricky to trade right now. So just keep observing price action. It does obviously look strong. It's bounced with the rest of the market, but I'm going to be very cautious if we get back into that 125 zone. Next up is CrowdStrike. I'll zoom out a little bit so you can see we have a broadening formation here. And looks like we've broken this downtrend line on Thursday. So yeah, I mean, nice continuation on Friday. We stopped right at that 50% retrace at 185.88 and closed right under it. So I think over that level, we should see a move back up to 200. We have 199.13 as our 618 retrace from this prior swing high to that prior swing low. We also just went into a 2 TTM squeeze. So with RSI breaking and holding over 50 with a nice bullish range, I'm going to watch for a continuation this week on CrowdStrike. Here's Datadog, another one that's been showing some beautiful relative strength in the last week. We had a double bottom, potential double bottom bounce over 82.47. And why is it potential? Because we've got to break through that prior swing high for it to confirm double top or double bottom status. So for now, I'm watching 110, basically 109.88. You can see all these wicks that came into this level. We stopped there. We wicked down into that level. I think over that, we should see 120 and then potentially 136, targeting that 200 simple moving average to the upside. Next up is Google. You can see Google came right into 23.59 on Friday. We wicked through that level all these days. Looks like 3 days that we wicked through. A fourth day where we stopped right at it. A fifth day that we stopped right at it. So watch 23.59. If we break through 23.59, 2400, and then 24.52 to the upside. Plenty of room on RSI to move. No squeezes on the daily here. Next up is Goldman Sachs. Another one bouncing off these key lows here. 1, 2, 3, 4 days off of 278.58. Big gap up, big move here. Coming into that prior gap up. Looks like we might close that gap. This is looking like an island reversal here. That's when you have a breakaway gap here, and then you just gap right back up. This could be a 1 day, it could be a 5-day event, but this one looking like it's about 8 days right here. But yeah, nonetheless, what I'd be watching for is a move back up to this declining trend line right here. So it looks very much like a falling wedge. So I think this is very tradable back up to the 50 simple moving average right here at around 310. I remember 310 being a pretty good level. Let me just get this charted out real quick. Yeah, it's right around 311 was the level that I was watching prior. You could see how it's fluctuated around that level. So watch this move over 303, potentially into 311 this week, again, if we continue our bullish move higher. Here's Microsoft. This one's already showing some relative strength, breaking through its downtrend, breaking through this falling wedge, stopping right at our 50 simple, declining 50 simple moving average. So this one's very simple. We break back above that 50 simple moving average, and I'm going to be targeting a move back to the 200 simple moving average. If we fail at that 50 simple moving average, then likely we can see a move back down to 237. All right, here's NVIDIA next. So semiconductors not showing as much relative strength as the rest of this bigger bounce. You could see, although green still a little bit choppy, but over 176, I could be targeting 182 to the upside, right to that 50 simple moving average. That would be the key area I would be watching. Any breaks and holds above that, and then you could target a move back to that 200 simple moving average. Here's Shop, trading in a range between 300 and 400. It's a pretty big range, obviously. But I'm going to be watching very closely this $400 level because we have that declining 50 simple moving average right at our prior resistance level, right? You can see all these candles and wicks that stopped right at that 400 to 404 level. So keep a very close eye on that level. Very shortable if we see weakness. But if we do see a break above that, you can see we have a squeeze that's already fired, but it's a very neutral squeeze. But we are breaking over 50 RSI. If we fail at 404, I think we could target 300 back to the downside. If we break above 400, then I think we could target 500 to the upside. Very simple trades here. All right, here's Snow, another one that showed nice relative strength last week. Look at this move right here, right back into our declining trend line, and also right into that 50 simple moving average. Now, we did get a close over the 50 simple moving average, but what I would be watching for, and I don't have any levels charted out on this yet, but I'd be watching for a move back up to 164. You could see that it was acting as prior support here and then turned into resistance here. So I don't expect we come there and break out. I expect that we come to this level and maybe we chop around a little bit, test it a few times, and then see, do we break back higher or do we back test this downtrend line? Keep in mind, we did fire that squeeze to the upside and we broke over 50 on RSI. So looking pretty good here on Snow. And last, but certainly not least, because I am doing these in alphabetical order, is Tesla. So one of my favorite names to trade. We have a W, we have an X, we have a potential Y. It did not break down from the wedge. We are breaking to the upside. So what do we look for here on Tesla? Watch for a break over 745. We break over 745, we should see 773, and then potentially 800. Now keep in mind, we have a declining 50 simple moving average right there. That would be the level I would be watching. It is slightly below 800, probably like around, maybe 792, 793. So I think this is still very tradable to the 50, but watch for weakness off the 50. If we see that weakness off the 50, then I think we could watch for 700 on a back test. I still feel like there's more downside on Tesla to come, but for the time being, I'm going to be trading this to the upside, like I said, until we see weakness off of that 50 simple moving average. And it's very simple. I mean, look at what happened back here on that 50 simple moving average. 3 days could not break through once we failed at that 50. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm watching for next week. These are my day trading momentum stocks that I watch on a week in, week out basis. I'd say 80% of the time, this is the list I'm watching. This week, saw some relative strength in Snow and Datadog, as well as a couple of other names, but these are two names that I'm pretty familiar with that I traded consistently through 2020 and 2021. It's just now they're starting to show some relative strength in that downtrend. So I do adjust this list from week to week, so certainly keep checking back in. Sometimes the levels change, but it's always good to get an update. So feel free, like I said, make sure to like this video if you enjoyed this content. Certainly subscribe to my channel if you like these videos. And leave a comment down below. Let me know what is on your top watch for next week. Let me know what you think about these levels. and look forward to seeing you in the markets next week, and I'll catch you on the next video.